On December the 10th, 1948, the General Assembly of the United Nations adopted and proclaimed the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Following this historic act, the Assembly called upon member countries to publicize the text of the Declaration and to cause it to be disseminated, displayed, read, and expounded, principally in schools and other educational institutions, without distinction, based upon the political status of countries or territories. Whereas it is essential, if people are not to be compelled to have recourse as a last resort to rebellion against tyranny and oppression, that human rights should be protected by the rule of law. Article 1. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are endowed with reason and conscience and should behave towards one another in a spirit of kinship. Article 3. Everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of person. Article 4. No one shall be held in slavery or servitude. Slavery and the slave trade shall be prohibited in all their forms. Article 5. No one shall be subjected to torture or to cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment. Article 6. Everyone has the right to recognition everywhere as a person before the law. Article 7. All are equal before the law and entitled without any discrimination to equal protection of the law. All are entitled to equal protection against any discrimination in violation of this declaration and against any incitement to such discrimination. Article 8. Everyone has the right to an effective remedy by the competent national tribunals for acts violating the rights granted them by the Constitution or by law. Article 13.1. Everyone has the right to freedom of movement and residence within the borders of each state. Article 13.2. Everyone has the right to leave any country, including their own, and to return to their country. Article 14.1. Everyone has the right to seek and to enjoy in other countries asylum from persecution. Article 14.2. This right may not be invoked in the case of prosecutions arising genuinely from non-political crimes or from acts contrary to the purposes of the United Nations. Article 18. Everyone has the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. This right includes freedom to change their religion or belief, and in public or in private, and alone or in community with others, to manifest their religion in teaching, practice, worship, and observance. Article 20. Everyone has the right to freedom of peaceful assembly and association. Article 20.2. No one shall be compelled to belong to an association. Article 21.1. Everyone has the right to take part in the government of their country, directly or through freely chosen representatives. Article 21.2. Everyone has the right to equal access to public service in their country. Article 21.3. The will of the people shall be the basis of the authority of government. This will shall be expressed in periodic and genuine elections, which shall be by equal and universal suffrage, and which shall be held by secret vote or by equivalent free voting procedures. Article 22. Everyone as a member of society has the right to social security and the realization through national effort and international cooperation, and according to the resources and organization of each state, of the economic, social, and cultural rights indispensable to their dignity and to the free development of their personality. Article 23.1. Everyone has the right to work, to free choice of employment, to just and favorable conditions of work, and to protection in the case of unemployment. Article 23.2. Everyone, without any discrimination, has the right to equal pay for equal work. Article 23.2. Everyone who works has the right to a just and favorable remuneration, ensuring for themselves and their family an existence worthy of human dignity and protected, when necessary, by other forms of social protection. Article 23.4. Everyone has the right to form and to join trade unions for the protection of their interests. Article 25.1. Everyone has the right to a standard of living adequate for the health and well-being of themselves and their family, including food, clothing, housing and medical care, and necessary social services, and protection in the case of unemployment, sickness, disability, widowhood, old age, or other lack of livelihood in circumstances beyond their control. Article 25.2. Motherhood and childhood are entitled to special protection and assistance. All children, whether born in or out of marriage, shall enjoy the same social protections. Article 27.1. Everyone has the right freely to participate in the cultural life of the community, to enjoy the arts, and to share in scientific advancement and its benefits. Article 27.2. Everyone has the right to the protection of the moral and material interests resulting from any scientific, literary, or cultural production of which they are the author. Article 28. Everyone is entitled to a social and international order in which all of the rights and freedoms set forth in this declaration can be fully realized. Article 29.1. Everyone has duties to the community in which alone the full development of their personality is possible. Article 29.2. In the exercise of their rights and freedoms, everyone shall be subject only to such limitations as are determined by law solely for the purpose of protecting the rights and freedoms of others, and of meeting the just requirements of morality, public order, and the general welfare in a democratic society. Article 30. Nothing in this declaration shall be interpreted as implying for any person, group, or country any right to engage in any activity or to enact any act aimed at the destruction of the rights and freedoms set forth herein.